The disability rights movement began in the 1960s in order to secure equal opportunities and equal rights for people with disabilities. The movement was meant to offer access and safety in transportation, architectural design, and the physical environment. In addition, the disabled particularly fought for equal rights in the workforce. People with disabilities were always associated with a negative connotation from society and were heavily discriminated against. 1990 was a very important year for the disability rights movement. This was the year that the Americans with Disabilities Act was signed by George Bush.
The disabilities movement was encouraged by the African American civil rights movement and the women's rights movement. In 1990, the Americans with Disabilities Act became a law. It provided comprehensive civil rights protection for people with disabilities, closely modeled after the Civil Rights Acts and Section 504. The law was the most sweeping disabilities rights legislation in American history. It mandated that local, state, and federal governments and programs be accessible, that employers with more than 15 employees make reasonable accommodation for workers with disabilities, and not discriminate against otherwise qualified workers with disabilities.
The disabilities movement has gained many important things for the people in the disabled community, but until it is recognized as legitimate by society, there is still much progress to be made. People still do not think it is as important as other movements such as the civil rights or the LGBT acts. There are still harsh stigmas attached to people with disabilities. The main things that were accomplished within this movement were safety and work-related, but in 2012, it's time for the disabilities community to gain their respect and acceptance from others once and for all.